Human trafficking has been around as long as humans have been around. Using people for their advantage. And actually really turning them into a product to be sold and benefiting from them. So slavery, always been around, that is trafficking. Sex trafficking specifically is using someone for sex, selling them online, selling them out of their home or on the street corner, anywhere, any way they can figure it out and manipulate, it's where it's being done. A lot of people actually think, well, it's just in the inner city. So like for some reason that's not a big deal because I guess those people don't matter. Or in faraway countries. But really it is about where people live. And it is about choices that they make, justifications that they make. Whatever their reasons, it's usually about power and control, that they decide that they could purchase a person to use them, and then they have every right to get what they want because they paid for it, and the person selling them is just looking at a great opportunity to make money. That's why even gangs and the mob even use trafficking now, because it's actually a much better business than selling drugs, because you can resell a person over and over. But the manipulation, the coercion, the using others to make them a product, no longer really a human, treating them as a thing. And it's disgusting because it happens to our kids, and it happens to adults, or it happens throughout their whole lifetime.
Hi, I'm Martha. I am a survivor of human trafficking, addiction, and homelessness. When I was 13, I kind of stepped into a situation that I didn't know what I was getting myself into. My bus driver sexually abused me, and from that point forward, I remember I was much older and looked back at my old school report cards and realized that right after that happened, all my grades went from A's and B's to D's and F's. It progressed towards running away, and I ended up in downtown Minneapolis. And unfortunately, I was preyed upon by pimps and drug dealers, and even the girls who were with the pimp. And they took me out of state, and it just progressed from there. It was a horrible feeling, not having any idea where I was. I'm 14 years old. I had no idea what to do.
A girl most often can be in a relationship with an older boy, and that older boy begins to groom her and give her all these things to make her feel special and loved, and then lay on the sob story of, you know what, I really need your help. And if you just do this, then we can, pay for the rent, or we'll have food this month. And that's really the key. The vulnerability is the key of the victims to be manipulated into things that none of us would dream of, and certainly they didn't ever want to do. A young girl sold by the neighbor girl to an older guy down the street so that that woman who sold her could get money to buy her drugs. Now, the young girl didn't know that she was going there for that. She was lied to, manipulated why she was going over to the man's house. But the girl decided to do it because she needed money for drugs. Familial trafficking. Mothers will sell their kids. And me as a mother, I can barely comprehend that. But when you are addicted to a drug, you do not have the capacity to think clearly, to make good decisions. And often that is the case, that they are involved in drugs and someone makes an offer to them, well, if I could use your child for this or that, I'll give you some money or I'll give you the drugs. And then that happens as well. Fathers, uncles, cousins can sell relatives out of their own home or out of their own school.
I was taken by the police many times and returned home. Unfortunately, what happened when I got home was my mother would not allow me to come home. She made me a ward of the state. I was tossed from group home to group home, recovery homes to recovery homes. I never made it in the foster system, but the rest was just as difficult. Every time I would go, I told the judge, if you send me there and the doors are not locked, I'm not gonna stay. I'm not gonna stay, I'm gonna take off again. And I always ended up caught by the exact same person who had taken me out of state in the first place. Or even sometimes I ran to them because I had no idea what else to do.
When you're no longer human, it's hard to feel normal, to think normal, to even dream or hope. I mean, what a horrible place to be. I mean, that's survival. They have been broken in like all 5 ways that make them human. Our physical health has to do with our emotional mental health. Our emotional mental health has to do with relationships, spiritual health. All of that is all intertwined in what makes us human, so you can't just focus on one area. And so really that is the biggest hurdle, is how are you able to help work with them on all those areas at the same time to help them become human again. So I met Martha. Her and another lady, we'll call her advocate, had come to one of our presentations, the community presentations. They were there, and then they came up to me afterwards and I got to meet them, and she asked if she could help us. She's like, that's really awesome that you're gonna open a home, and oh, how great that would be. I wish I could have gone to a home, but can I help you? And so she would come in the office at times and help with filing, and she would type and just things, but in that was building relationship as well. There's a lot of talking. Send her the note cards, send her the texts, again, invite her to group things, take her out to eat once in a while, again, celebrate her birthday, bring her flowers. Again, just what you would do for a good friend or someone you care about and love, and that's what we would do. And she had been clean, and there was a process. She was clean for 5 years, and then she started to have some very serious physical issues and other circumstances. She started to struggle again with addiction. So that relationship got deeper and more connected throughout. There's been some really hard times to sit back and not be able to do anything. We can't fix it, we can't stop it. And the other times just to hear, like especially now in this new season she's in, there's a new joy in her that has not been there before. And I don't foresee her really going backwards. I think this is another whole deeper level, and I'm really excited for her.
I praise Redeem and Restore for helping me just feel confident enough to make and set goals and to make them happen. The secrets don't need to stay secret anymore. My tragedies don't have to stay secret anymore. Redeem and Restore has helped me gain confidence enough to talk about it. My goals now are to just continue on the journey that God has put me on, to be a hope in darkness for women who have suffered.
We really have had the pleasure to walk alongside women, giving them love, restoration, and support in ways that we're able. And now that we have this place, a location, a safe place, they can come here, but we can do it even better. Sex trafficking is really huge, and we can't stop it, but each of us can have a part in intervening and making a difference in helping bring restoration. We don't have to work directly with the women. By giving support on a monthly basis financially, you are partnering with us. You are saving other families from brokenness. You are helping bring in women that have no hope to find hope. You are the one that is helping save women's lives. You are an integral part of redeeming and restoring women's lives from the evil darkness of sex trafficking.